What up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. You know, I took out the Challenger for a ride the other day with my buddy Aaron. He was on his Sherman, and I just got to thinking, about all of the things that it offers and what the wheel is in terms of like where it sits in 2024. And man, if you're a speed demon and you're really out there trying to have like a blast and just get it with a relatively redundant safety mechanic. There's a lot of safety built into it with the two Hall sensors and tilt back at like 56 miles an hour. I mean, it's a pretty stout wheel. So I just got to thinking about it and kind of like what it offers in 2024 versus all of the competition. So without further ado, the motor is 4,500 watts, right? Capable of 10,000 watts at peak. And the ET Max boasts a 4,500 watt high torque motor. So, I mean, relatively in parity. It's also got a smart BMS, the ET Max. The Challenger has a smart BMS, 48 MOSFETs on the ET Max, and there's 42 on the Challenger. So that puts the ET Max right around 1,200 amps and the Challenger around 1,000 amps. The likelihood of you getting to that amount of output consistently is not super duper likely. In terms of the sheer performance though, advertised to be able to go like 55 miles an hour, that's like the cruising speed that they want for the V13, and that's also what we're doing with the ET Max per the advertised cruising speed over here at eWheels. We all know that you can get faster than that. Typically this is a speed that you should be able to do for a relatively long time at a safe capacity, so that's what we're going to go with. The suspension there is probably not going to be as good as what it is on the Lynx. The suspension on the ET Max, definitely the suspension on the V13 is not at all as good as it is on the Lynx. It's cushy with its like air ride suspension, but there's just no way to get around it. It doesn't compete with what the Fast Ace solution is. So we're looking at like a wheel that goes like 55 miles an hour. So that's what we're playing with here, 55 miles an hour. So we get 55 miles an hour out of the Challenger. They're saying 70 plus miles an hour out of the Extreme Bull GT Pro. That's pretty crazy. So that one is definitely going to be faster. It's got the same battery capacity though at 3,000 watt hours of battery. 168 volt system, so that's definitely going to be capable of going faster than the Challenger. Motor is 4,000 watts, 8,000 peak, but I mean it's just not going to be as power hungry to go fast as all that is, and chances are they're running that with a field weakening kind of solution. So yeah, definitely with a 168 volt system, that 4,000 watt motor is just going to scream. It's going to be able to go really fast. So that's something that I think is pretty exciting. So I think the fastest of the new wheels is actually going to be the Extreme Bull GT Pro. I don't think it's going to do that for very long. It will do that for longer than the ET Max will. But in terms of ride quality with its parity of the Lynx sort of dual fork suspension system, I think that's going to be a really good wheel, the Extreme Bull GT Pro. And I also think that it's really going to be the first time that we see Extreme Bull kind of give us an Extreme Bull wheel. I know they're using a lot of the Begode parts, but I really feel like this is going to be a thumbprint. This is going to be Extreme Bull like making a statement here. I don't think anybody riding a V13 though in a group ride with an Extreme Bull GT Pro is going to feel like they are slower. I feel like if you have an Extreme Bull GT Pro and if you have an ET Max and somebody has a V13, just with the way that the batteries are all situated right around that 3,000 watt hour, and if you're riding hard, I think it's all gonna sort itself out. You're all gonna be done right around 20-30 miles of hard riding. So I think that the V13 will definitely ride competitively in a group setting with both of those wheels, with the ET Max and the Extreme Bull GT Pro. The other couple of wheels to think about, the Begode Master Pro version 3 and version 2. The Lynx is the one that everybody's losing their mind over. And then the 50S Commander Pro. So let's look at the Commander Pro 50S. boasting a 60 mile per hour cruising speed. So that's a conservative like guesstimate at what the, you know, speed capacity of this wheel should be. So that's pretty sick. You know, with 3,600 watt-hour worth of battery, that's going to take you for a little while. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to ride for 40, 50 miles, like really, really scatting, like going. And well, the C40 motor is a little bit more hungry, so putting a little bit more power hungry. So putting the 3,600 watt-hour battery might not last quite as long with the C40 motor, just because that is a really thirsty bad boy. 36 MOSFETs. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be capable of field weakening for sure. The Commander Pro 50S. And so, yeah, you should be able to get that 60 mile an hour, you know, speed and have a blast at it. If you're riding conservatively, you'll get over 80 miles easily. Again, with the fast-A solution, it just seems like these are more performance-driven, like a more performance-driven Sherman S kind of idea here, whereas the Sherman S is geared more at that long-range cruiser kind of vibe, the Extreme Bull. And that's why I'm not really talking about the Sherman in this, is because it is a fast wheel, but I wouldn't consider it a performance wheel with equal riders next to each other on, you know, somebody riding a Extreme Bull GT Pro or a 50S Commander Pro. There's just very little margin for the Sherman S to even think about competing. You know, you'll see Zenly has a video of a very talented rider giving he and Psycho a run for their money on a track out there in Spain, but generally speaking, it's going to be hard to keep up, you know. And while all of these wheels are really nice, the Veteran Lynx is really, really nice, you know, I don't think that you're going to get that same cruising feel that you get on a 22-inch wheel. So that's something to think about. You know, somebody who's riding the 22-inch wheel that's on the V13 is going to have this, you know, the angle of attack on the wheel for the bumps and imperfections in the road is really going to smooth out a lot of things and just, you know, make you feel more comfortable cruising at that 50 mile an hour. You're not going to feel like you're working the wheel quite as hard as a smaller diameter wheel that's having to spin just a little bit more to keep that speed. So I really think, you know, that's something to keep in mind as well when thinking about what this ride is going to be like. I mean, for 2024, I honestly think, you know, the V13 is still positioned really, really well. It is an amazing wheel. It has so much speed. It has so many features. The smart BMS, the touchscreen. It's, you know, I think there was even a fingerprint activation thing that never got fully implemented. But, you know, it's definitely worth considering, though, especially as all these wheels coming out. You'll start seeing a lot of these V13s for sale on the used market. And, you know, sometimes for half the price of what these new wheels are costing. So definitely keep that in mind. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit, guys. What are your thoughts? You know, like, how does the V13 stack up against these other wheels in 2024? And how do you think the wheel will feel in a group ride next to the other new wheels that are out?